Welcome to welcome if you're watching this video to if you're watching this video, welcome to basically what if the anthem what if. This Deku's both has the legacy to live up to from the Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, basically Anthem and Walkers. Deku's basically ancestors, you can say, are from the group that came before him: Assassins, Anthem, Walkers, and Watchdogs. So Deku is pretty skilled at fighting and pretty skilled at hacking as well and making things. I don't think I added the part where you can make 3D images in his head. But just side note, he can also do that. He can also project it with his other opposite eye. But other aside, I think I stopped at the end of the entrance exam, as I always like to stop the end of the entrance exam. I'm not too sure about that. Comment down below if I'm wrong, but I'm continuing off there. The ship, first of all, if you're wondering what the ship is. Yeah, yeah, I have thought about this for a while now, and I've come to the conclusion she will be the ship. Even though I do not remember her name. Yeah, I do not remember her name for the life of me. Continuing on. This is what Deku will be wearing when he goes to his basically side classes, or when he goes to his support classes, because he can't be there in the support class while it's happening. He has to take extra classes. So Deku is gonna take extra classes, as I'm gonna go to the first day of UA. As Deku is dressed in his UA uniform this time because he's in the hero class first of all. First of all, he's in the hero class, so he has to first dress accordingly before he can wear whatever the gosh darn he wants. As basically, I'm gonna say he gets to class. He gets to UA school. Um, he walks there. He takes the train there. More specifically, he takes the train there. As Deku basically gets there, as he looking for class 1A, he finds it. Obviously, the door is massive. He's not that intimidated by it. It's just he's wondering why would they have such a big door. As he opens the door, as basically you see Bakugo, same Bakugo, feet on the chair, doesn't give, actually doesn't care. Ida is busy reprimanding him, as Bakugo says the same thing to Ida. What, did your school put a stick up your ass, or were you born with it? As basically this time Izuku giggles a bit, as basically he giggles a bit but no one noticed, as he thinks in his mind he thinks in his mind, Ida does have a stick up his ass, doesn't he? As he looks at Ida, as Ida finally turns around, as he sees Midoriya, as he does the same thing with Midoriya in canon, as basically Uraraka comes and sees the both of them, as she introduces herself, says hi, as basically I'm gonna say that she didn't know who was in the suit, so I'm just gonna say that she didn't know who was in the suit. As Uraraka didn't know that it was Izuku that saved her. As basically Izuku sees Uraraka, he says hello. She says hello as she introduces herself because she doesn't think that she saw this person before in the entrance exam. As okay, I'm just gonna change some of the story a bit. Midoriya was wearing the suit when he entered the entrance exam, so no one recognized him. So when he was out of the school, basically when he was entering UA to do the exam, he basically entered without the suit, and when he was gonna do the exam, he put it on and no one recognized him. Because it also covered his face, so no one recognized him. As Izuku didn't get that much attention like he did before, as basically Mr. Azawa comes in, as he says the same thing. Everyone's be quiet. He says that it took you 8 hours to keep quiet, not gonna do in this class. As basically he says everything in canon, and he does the entrance exam. As Izuku in the entrance exam doesn't do that bad from his old self, he does a bit better than his like basically canon part. So in the original anime, Izuku gets lost. I would say he gets third from last, as Mineta gets lost this time. And Masazawa doesn't get rid of Mineta because he was just some trickery from his part, as basically Izuku is basically relieved that he at least he got third from lost and not lost completely. As the day continues, I would say everything goes as normal until this is what's going to change. Deku has to go to his other class. So the school's over and Deku has extra classes he needs to take, which is the support class. As Deku goes to the support class, as I would say like this is his second day up. It's only been like 2 days, so Deku didn't go to his support class the second day, the first day, but he went to the second day. As he opens the door, all you hear is an explosion, as Deku just jumps out of the way, rolls over on like, basically does how can I say it, a dodge roll, as basically Deku's like behind the wall, as he's like, whoa, it's like, are these people crazy? As Deku just did that off of instinct. He didn't know like why he did it. He just did it off of instinct. As basically Deku like looks through the door as he sees her. Do not know the name. Please comment on her. Please comment her name down below. I cannot do this without her name. Um, he basically sees her as basically she like walks through the door, as she introduces herself, as she says sorry for the massive explosion that she caused, as basically Deku is like, ah, no biggie, as Deku like laughs with her, but as basically Deku as like he was weary, or he was like basically wondering how this class is going to be like, as he thought a bunch of stuck up pricks. That's what he thought, a bunch of people that think they're smart but they're not smart. But no, this is not what he was expecting. He expected like people being rude and stuff. No, 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 that's not what he was wrong. As Izuku like is just basically like walks in, as basically I forgot his name. What was the hero's name again? Power Jolt? No, not Power Jolt. Over. Ah, gosh, I don't know what that hero's name is. I don't know what the hero's name is. As Izuku is basically listening to his teacher, as basically he's enjoying the class. He's enjoying this class more than he does the hero course. As Deku still wants to be like a hero, so he's not gonna like leave the hero course, but he enjoys this class more than he enjoys the hero course, because the like a lot of like it's creative in this class. It's more creative than like intense and physical in his hero course. As basically he has to go up and do a show and tell on one of his, basically the thing that he created to help him get through the entrance exam, as Deku like brings it like his creation up, and I would say like they kept these like basically I would say they kept his suit here. As he brings his suit out. Damn, I wish I had images now. As it's basically, oh gosh, hold up. As Deku has the green armor, the small green, small, green armor, as he has the interceptor, but it doesn't look completely like that. All he has is the head, the arms, like the arm wearings. All he has is the head, the arms, and like the entire leg. Like this entire leg. But he doesn't have basically the plating on his chest. He doesn't have it. So basically what it looks like now, it's like an entire pants with gloves and a helmet. That's it. That's the interceptor suit. As basically it's all made out of. Yeah, now Deku brings the suit out as everyone is amazed, including. I still don't know her name. Even the teacher's impressed of what he could do with just scrap metal. As basically they start commenting on what he could have done better. As basically they ask what the suit was meant for. As basically Deku thinks about it. As Deku wasn't really when he made the suit, he didn't really think about what it was made out of and what its most specialty. As basically he says that it's mostly for agility, strength, speed. It mostly focuses on speed, basically. That's what the interceptor focused best on, speed and agility. As basically, they couldn't say this yet, as I'm just telling you this, the interceptor focuses more on speed and agility. Um, but Deku does not know yet, as he didn't really think about it. As he thinks about it now, it's like, what is the suit that he made best at? As basically he thinks on what it can do and what it can't do. It can't take that much fire, or else it's gonna basically easily break. It can easily break. It can't be under constant fire because it can't tank too many hits. Uh, it's very fragile, but with all this negative, it can't basically it can't tank attacks. It can't basically. It's very fragile. It's thin. Basically, bullets can might go through some armors. If an explosion happens, it will damage it a lot. One of the two. But then he thinks of what it can do. As it's fast, it's agile, it's very light. It can fly. Actually, no, it can't because Deku didn't install that function yet, so it can't fly yet. But Deku can do some things to make it fly. It's pretty fast. Because of the reactor is on its back, Deku's back, it just boosts its speed and agility more. As basically this robot it does have a sword. It has shuriken that Deku has made. As Deku just says agility, speed, and attack because it's mostly focused on close range combat instead of long range combat. Because where it fails in basically tanking hits, taking shots, and protecting things, it excels in basically close hand, close combat fighting, agility, and speed. As he says like that, as he says the exact things like I said, but in a more, how can I say it, analytic term, because I can't give you an analytic term, because I will fail at it. Trust me, I will fail at even attempting what you thought was a breakdown of what the thing can't or can do. As basically, I think it was Overloader. Is that his hero name? Gosh, Overloader. Jeez, I don't know the hero's name. It's a pro hero, Deku's teacher. As basically Overloader asks Deku if he can borrow the suit for like basically a day, just to like, how can I say it, get some new parts in for it so it doesn't run off of scrap metal. As Deku says, sure, fine. It's just that like once he's done, it must still work the way it did before. As basically Power Loader, I think. Yeah, Power Loader says that it might work better, even better. As basically Deku like smiles and continues the class. I'm gonna say after the extra classes, he goes back home, and I'm gonna do a time skip here. So Overloader is busy with Deku's suit as Overloader just finished Deku's suit, but it won't be but Deku has popped in like to see Overloader's work and all, as Overloader has like basically Deku has did some like editing, as he's added a flying section, like basically Deku can use this robot now to fly, as this thing can fly now and hover if it wants to, as this thing, without power loader knowing, Deku has also added an AI to it. So basically, when Deku calls upon the suit, the suit will basically leave whatever basically wherever it was, as it will basically rush to Deku's aid. As I'm gonna get to UA and Deku hero suit. Without the suit, Deku has another hero suit, as he can fight hand to hand. He has trained in hand to hand combat, and he's still training in hand to hand combat because he still needs to learn more. He's not the master like some assassins. He's not the master yet, but he's learning slowly. As Deku's learning how to use different weapons. As Deku's hero suit looks kind of the same as in canon, except for he doesn't have those basically those shoes. He doesn't have the big gloves. He has basically he has just normal gloves, normal shoes, normal boots obviously, and underneath his glove he has a long coated jacket which looks like an assassin coat, which he has another thing that he made, which is his assassin blade. He made himself. It's just he included the model with the, how can I say, included the model with the basically suit. Hold up, before we get to the the basically USJ, I always skip this. I always skip the heroes versus villains. I always skip it for some reason. Continuing on, not the USJ, the heroes versus villains. That's what we're doing. As Power Loader is still busy, how can I say it? Changing and adding things to Deku's suit, as Deku is busy doing the heroes versus villains. As Deku doesn't have his suit with him, obviously, as Deku's coming out with his new hero suit, as basically All Might, obviously. You should know how canon, basically everything happens in canon up till the year. Deku gets Orivaka, same thing, as basically, here's the problem now. When the children are trying to see Deku on the cameras, it's like he has an invisible force field that is jamming the cameras from not seeing him. So what they actually are seeing Deku is basically Deku has a mouse mask. He has basically, they can't see his face because the cameras are for some reason getting jammed. As All Might doesn't even know what's going on, as basically All Might thinks is this his quirk. It probably must be, as he thinks, as Deku is skilled in combat, close range combat. He's also skilled in far range, but not to the point where he's a master at it. He's just very skilled, and his battle instincts are off the charts because he's been with because his basically ancestors are assassins and people that used machinery. So to fight, so his instincts are off the charts. As Deku is basically comes up with a plan, as he tells Uraka to scale the building while he goes inside to distract Bakugo. As Deku goes inside to distract Bakugo, Deku's hero like suit is also equipped with a belt with stuff that he can put like hold in. As Deku is like Uraka is scaling the building, as Deku is helping her first. Once she gets to the top, then Deku like basically enters the building. As when Deku is walking around looking for where the bomb is, all you hear is like explosions going off. As Deku's fighting the same team as in canon, as Bakugo and Ida, as explosion after explosion after explosion goes off, as Deku just dodges out of instinct as the wall explodes behind him, as basically Deku looks at Bakugo, as basically Deku knows he's not gonna be able to fight Bakugo head on, so Deku starts running, as Bakugo is like, "You damn nerd, come here!" as he's running after Deku, as I don't think Bakugo and Deku don't have a good relationship, because Deku got in with some weak quirk and Bakugo's pissed at that, so yeah, Bakugo is mad and he's gonna teach Deku a lesson. As Deku is running away, as basically Deku like is in a hallway now, as Bakugo is chasing Deku, as he tries to throw explode, as like Bakugo's behind Deku, as he throws an explosion on Deku's back, as Deku like sidesteps, dodges, trips Bakugo, as Bakugo lands on the floor, as basically Bakugo's on the floor now. Deku rushes, like continues running down the hallway, as basically Bakugo is chasing him. He gets up and chases Deku again. As basically Deku comes on the stairs as he's running up the stairs. As I don't think Bakugo would learn how to use his explosions to propel him yet, but Bakugo is still chasing Deku up the stairs. As Deku basically comes to this part where it's a small long jump, and Deku like runs up the stairs, runs down the hallway as he jumps over a basically like a balcony, as it's pretty high, as All Might sees Deku jump, as All Might's like, "Young Midoriya," as basically Deku jumps as he makes it down to just one floor above Bakugo. No, one floor below Bakugo, as he lands perfectly, as he does a roll, as he looks back, as Bakugo is like, "That damn nerd," as Deku starts running again, as he continues going up the stairs, as Bakugo is trying to follow him as fast as he can, as basically Bakugo is not going to do that, obviously. Bakugo is trying to get to him, but Bakugo, I guess, has to go all the way around, and Bakugo doesn't want to go all the way around, so he's gonna meet Deku by the bomb. As basically, like, Urvaka says that she found the bomb and she's telling like Deku where it is. As Deku reaches the floor that she's on, as he's running down the hallway, as Bakugo like basically comes in front of him, as he's still running, as I would say he has a weapon on him, but like no one could see it out of his hero costume. He has his assassin blade and an axe, as basically a small axe. As Deku basically takes out his axe, as it's a blunt axe. As basically when Bakugo swings, Deku basically, no, I wouldn't say he doesn't take out his axe. He doesn't take out his axe or his tomahawk. He doesn't take it out. He has a tomahawk, by the way. He uses his basically blades. It has a hook on it, so it's a hook blade. As basically he runs to like basically Bakugo. He goes over Bakugo, hooks his hook blade into Bakugo's like not neck, but his clothes where he's like close to his neck is, as he throws Bakugo over his shoulder onto the floor, as basically while Bakugo's lying on the floor, Deku basically, I can say, I would say he knows how to knock a person out quickly, as he takes his basically fists and knocks out Bakugo. Bakugo didn't even put up a fight. All Bakugo was doing is just chasing Deku. As Deku is a master at close range combat, not close to a master, like close to Mr. Zawa's level, basically. That's how. As basically all the class are basically impressed on how Deku took down like Bakugo, as Deku's rushing to basically Uraraka, as Uraraka is in a battle between Ida. Ida is in a battle with Uraraka, as Ida's fighting her. As basically Deku's like, where are you? As basically she tells what building, where she is, and I would say the bomb is not in like a building, but like somewhere near like a place where you can like see like above you. There is an upper floor basically. That's what I'm trying to say. There's an upper floor. As Deku like goes in this like small room, as he goes up the stairs, as he sees Uraraka, as basically he tells Uraraka where to run, as he jumps. As when he jumps, he basically takes out his assassin blade, as basically he's gonna land on Ida now. As basically Ida sees this person coming on top of him, as he looks up, as Deku lands on top of him, as Deku just did this out of instinct, as Uraraka like quickly while Ida's on the floor, Uraraka runs to the bomb and touches it. As basically All Might says, heroes win, villains basically lose. As basically Bakugo finally woke up this time, as Bakugo was like, what? Heroes won? Where's that damn nerd? As basically Bakugo says, as basically everybody is impressed with Deku's skills, because number one, he evaded Bakugo and knocked him out, and at the same time he stopped Ida, and at the same time he immobilized Ida while Uraraka got the bomb. As basically everyone is impressed with like, how can I say it, Deku, because his strategy wasn't flawless, but he has perfect combat, combat prowess. Basically he has perfect combat instinct. He knows when he's in a fight when to run away or when to fight. As Deku the thing is over, as Deku like goes back to the hallway, as basically like All Might asks everyone as in canon what was like who did the wrong, and basically All Might asks the question on what did Izuku Midoriya do right. As I would say doesn't know how to answer this one, as basically Deku on like like not like Deku, yeah, he answers All Might's question what he done wrong and what he did right. As basically Deku says that Deku just says that I know when to retreat and I know when to fight. I know when I'm outmatched or so. As All Might's like, correct. There's a time, place, and there's a time, place. There's a time and a place when you need to wait. There's a time and a place when you really need to fight. You just need to know the day when you need a fight or when you need a retreat, as basically like All Might says, because I would because Deku like ran instead of fighting Bakugo head on, he ran from Bakugo, and he kept Bakugo busy for as long as he can, until he couldn't keep Bakugo busy anymore, and he had to fight Deku. And he had to fight Bakugo, as Deku came up with a plan to take out Bakugo before he could use his quirk. That's why All Might say that's what Deku did right. As he also came up with a plan to help his partner get the bomb faster. As basically Deku's been praised for his basically battle prowess in a way. Like Deku has battle instinct, as basically like All Might's impressed. Not like impressed, like quite to the point of like, yeah, like you're pro hero, like he's impressed, like you're pro hero material, but you're not number one material. It's like there are people better than you. You're not number one material. You're pro hero material. As Deku like didn't need to use his suit in this one because Deku know it's just friendly match. As Deku's suit is also still in the busy working. As I would say Deku would add the AI now as the USJ appears. Yeah, the USJ is like now is the USJ. But before the USJ, something happens. Gosh, I keep on forgetting these moments. Before the USA, something is happening in the cafeteria. As Deku, basically everyone had to choose their class rep. As Deku didn't want to be it, and he said it like he didn't want to be class rep. There's more people capable than being class rep than he is. As they chose Ida and Momo, as basically Deku like goes with Uraka, and I would say he still makes his group of friends, Uraka, Ida, because they walk home together. As basically he still makes his group of friends as Ida, Uraka, and basically I would say the ship. Where is she? I still don't know her name because I'm such an idiot. Um, yeah, this is still the ship, obviously. As basically she sits next to, how can I say, Deku. She introduces herself as, gosh, I don't know her name. Um, basically the girl with the Zoom quirk. Just say, I'm just gonna call her that because I don't know her name. She says that she's from the support class as basically Oraka. Ida asks how does Deku know chill people from the support class as basically she says that Deku's also in the support class as Deku like explains what's happening as basically Deku's in both support class and hero course as Deku's doing like hero course and support class as extra classes as basically the alarm goes off as basically the how can I say it the reporters or the reporters or fairs basically like somehow got in the school as basically children are like basically like losing like basically they're losing their minds like they're trying to rush to the exit as Deku the support os Deku her is it Nejire? Is that a name? Nejire? No, that's definitely not a name. I don't think her name is Nejire. Is it though? Hold up, give me a minute. If a name is Nejire, please comment down below yes, because I am dying. I'm struggling not knowing the ship's name, but she's the ship. So basically her, Deku, Ida and Uraka got trapped as Ida comes up with a plan as in usual, as everyone calms down finally, as the, I would say the USJ comes, as Deku doesn't have his suit, it's basically finished, it has its AI in, as basically it will come when Deku calls it, as Deku can also unjam signals, but he can only do that with his quirk, obviously. He can only do that with his quirk. As basically the black hole hero is there, obviously. She gives the tour, she tells what the USJ means. As basically a portal opens up, as villains start pouring out, everyone sees, as Mr. Azawa, as in canon says, everyone must run. As basically he basically activates his quirk, as Deku takes out his phone, as he sees the signals jammed, as he unjams the signal, like basically taps his phone as all the lights start turning on, the signal is unjamming, as basically like not Kurigiri. But is it Kurigiri? Yes. Tomoro. Yeah, something Tomoro. Oh gosh, what's his name? Yamari Tomoro. No. The guy with basically the cakewalk. Him. He doesn't know what's going on. They thought they took out the power and jammed the signal, but someone's reactivating it forcefully. As Deku is busy on his phone there, as he's hacking into the systems. As basically Bakugo's like, "What you doing, Nerk?" As Deku's like, "I'm hacking into the systems." As Deku gets basically a discreet, not a discreet. He sends a I can't even say it. Distress or disgrace. Oh gosh, distress call. He sends like help, basically from the USJ. As the signal gets jammed again, as he also like basically sent the final location to his like suit, as also he sent the location to the heroes, as basically it's like that's all he could do for now. He's locked out of the system again, as the lights are on, everything is working, as they basically Kirigiri Kurigiri, I think his name. I think that side of the portal guy, or Shigaraki is the decay guy. Shigaraki says that that boy, he hacked into the systems, didn't he? As basically Kurigiri's like, I believe so. As basically he tells Kirigiri to deal with the boy, as basically a portal opens up under Deku, as Deku dodges immediately, as basically Kurogiri nearly got Deku, as he's quick. He has some great instincts. As basically Deku's like looking all around him. As basically he uses his eagle vision, as he just marks everyone with blue, red, and gold. And the three main targets are gold. As Deku's like, this is gonna be a problem. As he's using X-ray to see what's happening to the systems, as basically as like while if like basically Mr. Zawa rushes in, as Kurigiri is watching Mr. Zawa fight with Shigaraki. So they didn't see Deku like sneak off. No one saw Deku sneak off, as Deku snuck off to see like deal with the jammer that's busy happening, as he has his assassin blades like equipped with his tomahawk and his hero suit, as he's busy scaling the building, as no one can see him still, as Bakugo looks around and he's like, where did Deku go? As basically everyone's like, where did Izuku go? As they're looking around, as Deku like with Deku, he's busy scaling a building, as he climbed he's basically on top of the USJ now, as he's running to the jammer, there's someone there, as basically he's now sneak walking, as basically he gets on top of the building that's just underneath the jammer, as basically Deku can see this person, as he's basically like hacking into the building, as Deku jumps, as he's falling, as he lands on the person. Basically he doesn't kill the person, he knocks the person out. Basically when he lands, the person tries to let out a scream, but he covers his mouth, and then he just knocks the person out, as he injects the person with sleeping serum, keeps him knocked out for longer, as basically Deku gets to the computer that was there, the small setup, as he starts unjamming everything again, as basically signals are getting out, as basically Deku can see the chaos that's happening, as the Nomu has Mr. Zawa in his hands, as basically if all the children are frozen. I would say Ida got out because the suddenly the USJs all the USJ systems turned on for some reason, and Kirigiri was basically got off basically was off guarded as all the lights turned on, as basically Ida had a chance to just get out of there, as he got out of there to warn the others, as basically there's something inbound, there's something flying towards Deku from UA, as basically Deku sees this thing flying, As basically, but Deku knows that it's his suit, obviously. As basically Deku sees this Nomu thing, as he jumps down from UA, he basically goes through the glass. As Deku takes out his blades, as he lands, basically he lands on top of the Nomu, stabbing into his shoulder, dropping like Mr. Azawa. Mr. Azawa drops as he's like, Deku, as basically he says Izuku, as basically Izuku's on top of the Nomu, like with his blades like impaled, as basically the Nomu's trying to get him on top of his back, as he keeps on like piercing the Nomu with his blades. As he sees this is doing nothing, and as Deku's like, this is really going nowhere. As basically Deku, like before he could get like grabbed by the Nomu, he jumps to Shigaraki. As basically Shigaraki like puts out his hand to touch him with all 5 fingers. As basically Deku's gonna get touched by him, as he's like, that must be his quirk. As basically before Shigaraki touches him, a machine just grabs Deku from mid-air. As basically Deku goes flying to the floor, as Deku has this full armor equipped. As Deku's like, oh, that was a close one. As Deku looks around, he's like, well, this must be the new upgrades Power Loader said he was gonna give. As Deku has acid, he's basically, he, I would, he can, oh gosh, I would say that he has a dormant quirk, and it's only activating it will only activate in a stressful time. He has a dormant quirk. Yes, he has a dormant quirk. It's like a green energy quirk. Basically, Deku can use this quirk to basically power. Now, Deku only discovered this quirk when he was wearing Power Loader's, basically the like the finished product of the suit that Power Loader made, the finished product. So he only unlocked the quirk now, as basically Deku has practiced with it, as Deku takes out his katana, as Deku is basically looking at the Nomu and Shigaraki, as Shigaraki tells the Nomu to basically kill this boy, as basically the Nomu rushes to Deku, as Deku's faster than the Nomu. He does like a lot of damage, as when the Nomu rushed at Deku, he shot acid in its face. As the Nomu like was distracted with this, as Deku like basically like cut basically the Nomu's arm off, as basically Deku like dodged sides, basically acid sidestep cut his arm off, as he's basically when the Nomu stopped, its arm just fell off. As Deku has this green energy over the sword, as he's like, bring it on. As basically Deku is fast, he's really fast. He's obviously now fighting this Nomu head to head with this machine that he's wearing, as basically everyone's watching this like Deku fight, as basically Bakugo finally says like, why should we let this nerd have all the fun? Come on, let's kick some ass, as Bakugo like lifts the morale of the students, and everyone finally gets the determination to fight back against the villains, as basically the USJ is turning out to be a bad thing for the villains. As while Deku is holding off the Nomu, he's holding the Nomu off because you remember the Nomu has shock absorption, super healing, and another quirk which I forgot what that quirk is: super strength, super speed, shock absorption, and also like super regeneration. No, just regeneration. As the Nomu starts growing his hand, as Deku's like, this is going to be harder than I thought. As basically the Nomu rushes him again, Deku sidesteps. As he jumps in the air, starts flying. As he gets to a bit of a better location, like not to get hit by other small villains, as while he's focusing on the Nomu. As the heroes are on their way, so I would say like this fight, like all the small villains have been defeated by Class 1A, as Deku's still fighting the Nomu, as Class 1A starts joining in, as the Nomu can't like fight back against all this attacks as it's explosions, ice, acid. There's a lot of things going on, and also on top of that, Deku's doing a lot of damage, as basically Deku uses something that he's been working on, as basically he hits the Nomu with some device that gets put on him. As the Nomu starts slowing down, as Deku's like with while the Nomu's slowing down, as Deku starts like basically slicing into the Nomu, as the Nomu's not even getting cut, as the Class 1A doesn't know what's happening, as Deku stops, as the device switches off, falls off the Nomu, as the Nomu bursts out in different like how can I say it? The Nova just goes flying back with cuts, bruises. One arm is off. His beak has been cut off. Basically, Deku has yeah, cut into this Nomu very hard. As the Nomu is very injured, as All Might appears with the heroes, as Shigaraki takes Kurogiri out of there. As the Nomu basically is regenerating, as basically All Might deals with this, as he deals with the Nomu in canon without getting an injury this time, without lessening his time frame because Deku has did a number on the Nomu, as basically Deku like has his suit still on, as basically he's looking around seeing if Class 1A is all okay. As Bakugo's like, so, that's your new toy? As Deku's like, yeah, you can say so. As Deku speaks, like, inside the suit. As Deku, like, Deku's also, like, wondering what they also came here for, the villains. Because I would say the villains have a side agenda as well. They were looking for something that was here, supposed to be here, information. As Deku goes back to the basically Deku flies up and goes back to the computer. As he looks through the computer, what information the villains were trying to download, because the villains were downloading information from somewhere. As he sees when there's a file that's been downloaded on a stick. As he takes the stick, as he's like, well, I guess I'll have a look into this then. As Deku puts it over because whatever the villains wanted, he wants to know. As Deku takes the stick, or basically it's yeah, he just takes the stick. If you hear that, sorry, it's just I'm very sick right now. If you hear that, sorry, I'm just very sick right now. As Deku takes the stick without giving it to the heroes because he wants to see what's on it. As basically everyone goes back, the USJ is over. As there was no information stolen. There was information stolen, they just don't know where it went. As basically Deku has the information. As he gets home, as he basically plugs basically the file in his laptop, as he starts looking for the file, as basically when he enters this basically locked file, all you can see is this. He sees this logo with a password. As Deku's like, wait, what? What is this? As Deku basically Deku doesn't know what it is, basically. As it looks the same, it looks like the same symbol on his necklace. As he takes his necklace out, as he sees the same symbol with a number at the bottom, as he's like, wait, a number? As Deku starts typing this number in, as basically he logs, it's a basically a 9 number code. As he types this 9 numbers in, as he access to this file, as it's a recording of Inko. The Inko is busy stating that she is the last assassin, obviously, the last watchdog member and assassin, and that she has hidden an ancient artifact somewhere, not somewhere, somewhere, she gives the location to, to basically she shows the location. I don't know where the location should be. I have to think on that first. As she explains, like, this is a powerful weapon that must never be seen, that must never be revealed again, because once it does, the world will be in chaos. As basically there's like small, like, basically she like she doesn't know what the object can do, but she knows it's dangerous. As basically she says her ancestors has been hiding this object for years. As if it's found again, then if it is found once again, someone will gain absolute power. As basically Deku is like listening to the information, as basically she gives her name and her surname. It's like, this is Inko Midoriya signing out. As basically Deku hears the Midoriya, as Deku's like, what? As remember, Deku was adopted by Mr. Ozawa. Side note. As I didn't speak much about Mr. Ozawa, as like Mr. Ozawa is like Deku sees Mr. Ozawa as a father figure. As basically she gives her surname to like Izuku Midoriya, like Inko Midoriya, as basically, oh no, never mind. I don't think Deku would know his surname, because all Deku was left with was a name. So yeah, Deku wouldn't know that it was her mother, but he would know that she has a connection to his parents. He just doesn't know that that is his mother. As Deku is planning to like look into this more. As Deku like closes the locket, he's planning to look in this more. This recording was basically hacked into the system. It was a basically backed system. It was a back system to get into this. So the USJ, like, let's say like this, the USJ has a server of recording events that happens in the USJ, like basically his hero and rescue. But there are so many recorded events, no one can look through all the videos. Now they were looking for a video that was backed, that was basically backed system into this like area. So basically, if any person stumbled across one random video and it was this video, then they would know that this video was actually hacked into the system. So this video was not supposed to be there. And that's what they were also looking for. The location of where to find a certain object. Like a certain like place to find certain objects. As basically I would say not just One for All's looking for this. The Templars also made like their debut on the USJ, as basically when the cops and heroes were finished, some organization like took over like the USJ to scan its systems, as they didn't find the information because Deku has the information, as Deku has it on a stick, as Deku like keeps the stick very close. Like he keeps it very close. He doesn't want to lose this. As Deku is like thinking that he'll go looking when he has a like time off. He'll take a vacation off and then just go look. Because if this has any like, how can I say, connection he thinks to his parents, he wants to find out. And he's just very curious now. And I'm gonna leave it off there because I'm not gonna continue. I have not the other stuff planned. The rest of the stuff I still have to plan, but some interesting things is going down, and it's either something bad's gonna happen or something good's gonna happen. Never know. This is Rogue Assassin here signing out. Bye. Oh yeah, quick thing. If you came to the end of this video, uh, I don't do this often, but we have hit 25 subscribers, and I'm having fun with the Splatoon Inkling video. I might do a special, which will be a Splatoon Inkling video, or Inkling video. What if Degrad was an Inkling, which will be my 25, basically subscriber special. I need you to do me a favor. I need you to subscribe to me. You know why? Because my goal is obviously to get to 50 likes. My goal. That's 50 subscribers. I need to get to 50 subscribers. That's why I need you, as the viewers watching me, to subscribe. I beg of you, because we're only halfway there, because we're 25 subscribers, halfway there to 50, and 50 is only halfway there to 100, and 100 is only 10% of 1,000 subscribers, and 1,000 subscribers is only a 10% of 10,000 subscribers. So you know what to do. If you know what to do, subscribe, and maybe I might do a 50 subscriber special, and maybe I might release the other one much more earlier if we get to 50 subscribers of this video, because things are getting interesting. And if the Templars are involved, then you know there's trouble on the horizon. So until next time, guys, bye.